I thought I'd take some time today to talk about my own experiences with knowing God personally, and how I began really learning how to listen to Him and have a communication back and forth other than just praying. So I'll start by saying, when I was in college, I'd grown up a Seventh-day Adventist, and this guy who had converted to Adventism, along with his friend, they started talking to us about being able to talk to and listen to God. And I thought, wow, that's amazing. I've never even heard that was possible. So I decided that I would go ahead and try it too. And they said that what God did was He would speak to your thoughts. And so there was a room in Angwin Hall at Loma Linda, La Sierra College, but now it's part of Loma Linda University. And they called it like a chapel. So I would go in there and sit down with my Bible, and I decided that I would start reading from Matthew and, going all the way through the New Testament as my worship time. So I was sitting there one day, and I was already in the book of John, and I started talking to God, and in my mind I said, you know what, God, if this is you talking to me, how would I know? I feel like I could think the things that I'm, that I feel that you're saying, I feel like I could generate those myself. And He said to my thoughts, don't you trust me? And I said, well, I could have thought that too. I could have thought that God would say, don't you trust me? And then He said, you need to believe. You have to believe. And, I will continue speaking to you. And I was like, well, I could have said that too, So we went kind of back and forth like that in my mind. And then at one point He said, Trina, you're my friend. And I said, wow, that isn't something that I would have thought. I know that is something I wouldn't have thought, because I would think God is my friend, but to think that I'm His friend, I didn't feel like that at all. I didn't feel like I had earned that that title, or I was kind of like, well, that is interesting. So I was in my reading, I was up to John 15, and as I was reading, I got to verse 14, and it says this: ye are my friends if you do whatsoever I command you. And you can believe that, as soon as I read that, I was like, what? It said, you are my friends. Oh my goodness. That is just what I felt like He had been saying to me just moments before. Henceforth I call you not servants, for the servant knoweth not what his Lord doeth. But I have called you friends, for all things that I have heard of my Father I have made known unto you. Ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you and ordained you that you should go and bring forth fruit, and that your fruit should remain, that whatsoever ye shall ask of the Father in my name, He may give it to you. And so I would have to say that was one of the very first confirmations that God gave me, that I really knew that He was interested in me, that He was, in fact, speaking to my thoughts, as He hopes to be able to do with all of us, so that He may lead us in His way. And it's just been one thing after another with God, so many confirmations, and there's just no way that I could even doubt that He exists, or that He is a personal God and cares about me. And I know that He cares about each one of us. So my hope for you today is that you'll spend some time with Him, not just, praying for a couple minutes, your needs and your wants, but to really take time to speak to Him and listen in your spirit, have a conversation with Him, because I know firsthand it is possible, and that that is what really knowing God and having a relationship with Him is all about. It's that give and take exchange. And of course, you know, we hear from His Word all the time. I can't tell you how many times I have opened the Word and it has spoken to my exact situation at the time. So, yeah, that's the first part of my testimony. I will be probably making more of these in the future. Okay, bye.